Alright, hey guys, this is another tutorial. Um, this is gonna be another wobble tutorial. Basically, this is gonna be the Excision Wobble using Massive, the plugin. So, if you don't have Massive, just find a way of getting it. It's fairly easy finding it. Um, okay, so this is my song. Okay, so that's the song there. And here's how we're gonna make the wobble. I just have 4 different ones for 4 different types of wobbles. But okay, so we're gonna start with the oscillators. And the oscillators, the first one's gonna have flenders 2. Flenders 2. Click. The second one's gonna have groan 2. So use that. And the last one's gonna have um, um, duck organ, wherever it is. Gotta find it. Can't seem to find it. Here it is, duck organ. Okay, so that now on oscillator 1, you want the pitch -24. Have the position about halfway, not exactly. Have the intensity and amp all the way up, and use this little knob and turn it all the way up to fill 1. And oscillator 2, also -24 pitch. Have the position the same as oscillator 1. Doesn't have to be exactly the same. Intensity and amp all the way up, and all the way up to fill 1. Oscillator 3, -12 pitch. Turn the WT position all the way up, the intensity all the way up, and the amp about 3/4 of the way. Also turn that all the way up. And the modulation oscillator, you want to turn all these off except the phase 1 and turn that to 2. And turn the phase to about a little bit over halfway. Don't need to put a pitch on it. You can turn off the noise and the feedback, and by turning them off, you just click them, and you click the little dots, and they'll turn off. And insert 1, you want to use parabolic shaper, okay, and put that about 3/4, and the drive halfway. And insert 2, you want to do sine shaper. Put the dry wet about halfway and the drive a little bit more than halfway. Now we're going to do the filter, the filters. First of all, turn this little knob all the way up and turn this knob all the way down. This one right here. Okay, in filter 1 you want it to have band pass. In filter 2 we want it to have low pass 4. Okay, now in filter 1 we want the cutoff a little bit under halfway, and the bandwidth should be all the way down as it is, and the resonance we want it a little bit above 1/4, like halfway between 1/4 and 1/2. So just figure out that from there. Also, don't mess with these knobs. Filter 2, you want the cutoff to be a little bit above halfway, just like the resonance in the other one. The not available dial should be all the way down as it is, and the resonance about the same as the cutoff, maybe a little bit lower. Okay. So yeah, now we're gonna do the envelope. Click on 4ENV. That's the envelope. It should look like this when you go into it, or something similar to that. You just want to click on the line and drag it all the way up so it's straight. This means that the sound's going to stay constant throughout the whole wobble. That way there's no fading in the sound and anything. I don't think this will really do much, but you can leave that. So leave that as it is. Now go into 6 LFO and make sure both these wavelengths are sine. Yeah, I think that's right. They should be the curved ones. If that's not right, I'm sorry. I believe it's sine though. But yeah. Should make sure they're both like that. Now you're gonna click the little crosshair that says that's next to 6 LFO. Click it and then click resonance and put it in the left box. You're gonna hold the 6 down and drag and have it so it takes over about half of the dial. Okay? Now we're going to do our performance. Actually, before we do the performance, we're gonna start with the effects. The effects you want in effects 1, Teletube. Teletube should have about halfway dry wet. The drive should be a little bit over half, a little bit above 3/4. And in effects 2, we want to use dimension expander, and we'll have the dry wet a little bit over half, and the size 3/4 of the way there. Now in the performance, this is kind of tricky, not exactly. Also, I have a lower version of Massive, but just have sync and restart checked, and those are the only things that should be checked. And have the ratio 1:4. Okay. Now, in order to make your curve, first of all, you click load curve, and these boxes should come up. You should have the bottom one looking like the bottom thing. You just click it, and you can just click and drag all the way across, and you just lift it up just so it's all the way to the top. Now the top part is what determines when the wavelength changes. So when I hold this, if I were to hold this down, it would sound like this. Okay, so it's going like that. Okay, so the triplet is this one it's the second one to the bottom right. So you just click it, and you click the one box, and you can just make it as high as you go. Make it as high as it goes, and then you just do whatever you want. But use this triplet one, the rounded point, and then the basically 45-degree line. This is the only 3 you should be using. You can use the opposite one. That does make some type of a sound. It sounds more of a boing. It has like more of a boing sound. So after you do that, that's pretty much it. Save that so you don't have to remake it every time. And then you just. Oh, also make sure it's not gonna. Make sure it's gonna restart. Well, actually, alright. When you don't have restart on, which means it's. See, I stopped on the 5. See, it's like it continues where you left off, which is why you might want the restart on. It depends on what you want to do. But in this case, it's fine the way it is. So it's gonna sound like this. See, it's restarting every time it plays the note. So I hope that helps, guys. Just thanks for watching the video. Like it, favorite it, whatever the fuck you want to do. Alright, peace, guys.